Hello again, world. Back to the kitchen. You saw my living ring pies. I thought I put pictures up. And now I am making the main course. And yes, it is late at night. I am a night owl. This is what I do. And I'm apparently especially bored today. I need somebody to talk to. I don't know. I had a good visit earlier today. I enjoyed it so much. And then I come back to an empty apartment and like... Nobody to talk to her again. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of a stark contrast. So that is why I am doing all these lives. I have somebody to talk to. And I got to do all this cooking and all this work anyway. And so I think I can do this and enjoy what I'm doing. So I am making for Sunday dinner tomorrow something called cream chicken and cornbread. It is a recipe I found in a Betty Crocker cookbook years and years ago. Basically what this is chicken pot pie with cornbread topping instead of pie crust. It is so good. And it is part homemade and part not homemade. So I don't know if you ever saw this cooking show called Semi-Homemade with Sandra Lee. And that's what she did. She took some packaged products and pre-made products and then she made them better. That's kind of what this recipe does. So what I use, this recipe had the cornbread topping. It did have a recipe of it and I didn't really like it. It wasn't very sweet. It just was too gritty. Yeah, I didn't like it. So I said, you know what? We're going to use a Jiffy cornbread mix because it's easy and it's pretty good. So I'm using the Jiffy cornbread mix. You can make your own cornbread if you want to. And I'm also using, because it has vegetables in it like chicken pot pie, I'm using frozen vegetables. If you want to make your own vegetables, cut up your own vegetables, you may do so. But this is faster and it's still good. So I bought a package of frozen mixed vegetables. If you do use, or raw vegetables, you kind of want to cook those first. Put them in some butter, saute them until they're tender. The frozen mixed vegetables, you do not have to cook because you're going to cook them in the oven. So you do not have to pre-cook them. So let me show you now what I have going here. And I will show you how to make this, and it's really easy. This one works really well if you double the recipe, but I'm just making a single recipe today. If you double the recipe, put it in a 9x13 sheet pan. I'm using like an 8x8 pan because I'm making half. So let me turn this around. Here we have my oven. Oh, first there's my pies. Here, get a little closer. Now it's not raised up real high looking because those are such deep dishes that it kind of makes them look flat, but trust me, it's good. It is good. Don't worry about it looking flat. Okay, here's what I have going on here. And I don't think we're going to be able to see this over here, are we? Okay, let's move the phone. I got my plug. Let's put it over here. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And you cannot. Oh! Now you can. So what I have in this pan is melted butter. And then I am going to put, I'm going to plug this in though. I don't want this to die on me. Here we go. I'm going to put some flour in here. What I'm going to do is make a roux. A roux is a fancy schmancy name for butter and flour. That's all it is. Mixed butter and flour. It's any fat and flour really. You can use oil too. So here's my flour. This is 6 tablespoons of butter, and this is 6 tablespoons of flour, plus a teaspoon of salt and a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. So I've got this on, melted completely. Then you just sprinkle this in, and you want to cook this for a few seconds to remove the raw flour. So I'm going to take a spoon and stir that in, and it makes kind of a paste. Now I have seen this made with like condensed soup. Like cream of chicken, cream of celery, cream of chicken, cream of anything soup. And I've seen recipes for that. The problem with those cream of soups, I did not know this, but did you know they have MSG in them? And if you're prone to migraines, like I have been known to be, MSG can trigger migraines, and they definitely did for me, and I did not realize condensed soup has MSG in it. One day I was reading the ingredients going, oh, so this is real simple, no MSG. And it's better. It's really a lot better. And you'll see, like I said, it's so easy. Okay, so there it's cooked for a few minutes. See, nice and you could eat this as just butter and flour. Oh, yeah, it's so good. Okay, so there's that. Then I'm going to put in a 1.5 cups of milk. Now I have warmed this for a minute in the microwave. You don't have to pre-warm it. You can put it in cold. I put it in cold for years until I saw a cooking show. Somebody warmed it and put it in. I'm like, oh, why wasn't I doing that? I think I didn't. The recipe didn't say do it, so like I didn't know. So I wasn't doing it. And it's just faster. It's faster if you do it this way because it doesn't have to warm up so much. Then I'm using this. Yes, you can make your own chicken stock if you want to. Just go right ahead. But I'm using this. And I like the chicken stock better than the chicken broth because it has a whole lot more flavor. I like the organic one. You can use any chicken broth, chicken stock. Just get the stock. It's better. And I need 1.5 cups of that. Now this is room temperature, so I don't really need to warm it. So then I'm going to put that in. So that's 1.5 cups of each. Then I'm going to need this measuring cup again in a minute. So I'm rinsing. So now I am going to stir this. And it's lumpy. You'll see it's got all kind of lumps in it. Don't worry about it. It'll unlumpy. If it doesn't lump, get a whisk and whisk it. But usually when it comes to a boil, it gets rid of the lumps. So stir it for a little bit. You kind of want to stir this off and on. You can stir this non-stop if you want to. I get real tired of that. So I stir it off and on. So, you know, you just don't want to stick on the bottom. And this is about, you know, my oven dial goes to 10. I've got it on about 7. I like it to kind of hurry up. It's just the higher you turn it, the more of a risk you have it's going to stick. So I stir it for a little bit. Let it sit there. Now, while that is happening, let's turn it to 8. I'm going to watch it. Then I'm going to take my measuring cup and I'm going to make this cornbread. What you do with the cornbread is you make it according to the package directions. Or let's put it there. And the package direction. Now, of course, I said if you want to make your homemade, and you have a good homemade one, a good homemade cornbread recipe, you want a sweet cornbread with this. So it's much better with sweet with this recipe. At least I think so. I do like cornbread that's not sweet. Oh, I'll have to do that one time. I'll make my grandmother's skillet cornbread. It is not sweet. It is so good. I'll make that one day. But I like the sweet cornbread with this one, and this one's real sweet. So I need an egg and 1/3 cup of milk. Let me get the milk back out. We need 1/3 cup. Let's check how we're doing. Oh yeah, we're doing good. Actually, I should say we're doing well. We're doing well is correct. Okay, so I'm going to put in, oops, 1/3 cup, and I'm splashing 1/3 cup of milk. One egg, whole egg. There you go. Now this cornbread recipe, if you've ever made, not recipe, but this cornbread mix, if you've ever made this, it says on there, mix it together and let it sit for 3 or 4 minutes. Because if you do that, it'll rise and make a lighter cornbread. So I always let it sit the 3 or 4 minutes. It is fluffier and better. If you don't know it says that, you need to read the directions. Because it'll actually rise. I'm stirring. But I don't want to do it too soon because I want that. I'm going to go ahead and stir. I'm not using a fork because I'm going to stir this with a spoon. Because once I get the cornbread mix in there, I like it to stir it with a spoon. Let's mix that together. I got this ready to go. So when this gets, because I want this to boil first. Because once we get there, it won't be too long. I'm turning it up to 9. But if I'm turning this up to 9, I'm going to have to stir. See, it's getting pretty kind of yellow. It's got the butter in there. Oh, you see the steam. I don't know if you can see the steam, but there's steam. Maybe you can, oh yeah, you can see it. We're getting pretty close here. But when it boils, of course, it thickens. And then you have what is really kind of called a white sauce. So it's basically milk, butter, flour, and chicken broth. Salt and pepper. Okay, we're getting there. So then when that boils, I am going to put in, I have pre-cooked this chicken. This is the equivalent of 2 chicken breasts, but it's 4 chicken tenderloins. So cook the equivalent of 2 chicken breasts, whether you use actual chicken breasts Or you can use dark chicken if you like dark chicken. You can get a rotisserie chicken and pull pieces off of it. I baked this chicken and then, you know, pulled it all apart. So however you want to bake chicken, cook chicken, get the chicken ready. So I've got that ready. Then I have one package. This is a 16-ounce package of frozen mixed vegetables. I like the ones without the lima beans. If you like the lima beans, get that one. Or if you don't want, you know, if you don't want mixed vegetables, just get whatever, you can get one vegetable if you want. It just has to be 2 cups of something. So if you want like all little peas, all little carrots, all little corn, just peas and carrots, whatever you want, you can put any vegetable in here you want. And like I said, if you want to do fresh, you go for it. I have made it with fresh before, but it's like, oh, that's a lot of work. Cut it, because I like everything little tiny for this. Like all these, you know how they're all cut little tiny ahead of time? I like it all kind of small. That's a lot of work. Why not make some things easier on yourself? Yes, I do like to make stuff homemade. I also like to make less work. Okay, it's really getting close here. All I have to do is see a couple little bubbles. It's getting thick too. Now this oven is set on 400 because this is what it takes to cook the cornbread. Because once you get this done, all you have to do is cook the cornbread. And so the package says 400 degrees for 15-20 minutes, and it usually takes 15 minutes is usually what it takes. So I have the oven on 400 ready to go. I have my pan over there. We're just waiting for our watch pot to boil. See, this sticks to the bottom a little bit. That's why you gotta stir. Come on, let's do it. I'm gonna crank it up till it goes. As long as I stir, it'll work. This is insanely exciting, isn't it? It is for me too. That's why I'm doing it live. So I can talk or something. I can pretend people are there even if they're not. You'll be there eventually. And if you aren't there eventually, you won't know I'm talking to myself. Because you won't be there. How are we doing here? Oh, we're real thick. Come on, give me a little bloop. A bloop bloop. Give me a bubble. Then I will know we are done. You don't need this at a crazy rolling boil. You just need it to reach the boiling point. Because you want it thick. You want it like a sauce. This is so good. And I've got this up high too. It's not burning though. Oh, there we go. I see boiling. Okay, turn it off. You don't need it on anymore. Stir. Now, we're going to put in... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and put in... I don't have scissors here. I usually cut this up with scissors. Just use the knife. Put in the... Now, these mixed vegetables are no longer frozen solid. I buy them in the store like one day, and then I leave them in the refrigerator part of my refrigerator. Not in the freezer, but in the refrigerator. So they're cold, but they're not frozen. You can put them in frozen. I just always think it cuts down the cook. You know, it adds the cooking time because it's going to drop the temperature of everything. So I figure if you leave it in the refrigerator where it's not frozen like a rock, that it's going to cook more even. And so then you just look, oh, instant vegetables. Stir it in. Now, I'm going to add a little bit to this. First, I'm going to put in this chicken. I've got it all chunked up. I've also got it all picked apart. So if there's any gristle or stuff, I already took that out. Well, I do not want that. So I just put that in here. Okay, there we have our chicken pieces. We're going to stir that in. Look how good this looks. Yep, just like chicken pot pie, huh? Now, I'm going to make this have just a little bit more flavor. I've got salt and pepper in here. Sometimes I put this in earlier, but I forgot, so I'm going to do it now. Oh, but now that we have that done, I'm going to take this egg and milk here, and I'm going to put in this mix, and I'm going to stir this, let this sit 3 to 4 minutes so it will rise. That's the beginning. Put in the rest. I always like to mix this in this 2-cup measuring cup. This is always the perfect size to mix these little things if you're mixing just one. That way you can measure your milk, put your egg in, and put this in your only dirty one bowl. You don't have to pour your milk into another dish. So handy, and it fits perfectly, as you see. Stir it up well. Okay, then that can sit for a minute. Now I'm going to add just the last little things, and I'm just going to get, I don't want a whole lot, I just want a tiny bit. I'm going to get basil, rosemary, and thyme. Okay, here's rosemary, thyme, and basil. This just adds some nice little taste. These are just dried spices. And I add about anywhere between 1/8 and 1/4 of a teaspoon of each one. I say just a little bit less than 1/4 of a teaspoon. Here's my 1/4 of a teaspoon. This just adds some good flavor. Oh, not to the cornbread though, to this. And a little bit of that. That's rosemary. That's kind of chopped rosemary. This is basil. And last but not least, thyme. I love thyme. It smells so good. I put all these little strainers in. Look at what I got. Here's thyme. Thyme looks the most like grass. There he is. But it smells so good. It really goes good with chicken. Okay, now it looks like I put weeds in there. Just give some good. And you can leave all these spices out if you want to. You don't need any of them. The original recipe did not ask for these spices, but I had a chicken pot pie recipe that was so similar that used these spices, and I thought, oh, I really like those spices. So I added them into the recipe. So you can leave them out if you want. Stir. You can add, like I said, a whole 1/4 teaspoon too if you want. It just depends on how much of that flavor you feel like you want. But there it is. That is done. Now I'm going to take this pan. This is my 8x8 glass pan. You can use metal. I just like the, you know, from if you watch my pie video, you know, I like the glass ones. Looking for my, I used all my scrapers. Here we go. Let's get the meringue off of it. There we go. So all you do, now you can spray your dish if you want to. I have forgotten to spray it many times and found out it didn't make any difference with this recipe. Because it's so liquidy. You don't really need to spray it, so don't bother. Pour it in your pan. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a little bit bigger of a pan with this because I'm going to be carting this around in the car and I don't want it to slosh. And I love this pan. This one is actually like a 9.5-inch pan. So it's just a little bit bigger. And it's going to make it a little less thick. It's just going to be less likely to slosh. I'm going to use that pan. Okay. Here we go. Pour it in. Pour it straight in there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm glad I used that big pan. Okay. All you do, I don't want to lose any of this. Scrape it all out. Look how good that looks. It is so good. Now with this, you can make this chicken pot pie. You can put a pie crust on top of it. You can put pie crust under it too, but you got to put it down first. You can put it just in a pie dish. You can, you know what else is real good with this? Puff pastry. Oh yeah, put puff pastry on top. That is so good. We're doing, cornbread's kind of heartier, so we're going to do the cornbread. Now look how this is puffed. Puffed, because it's risen. Because it's sat that 3 or 4 minutes and it's now fluffy. Now what you're going to do with this is take it. You can't really spread it on liquid. So you're going to take it and kind of glop it on top of here and try to get it as, you know, spread out as much as you can because you really can't spread it. But it will rise more, and it will kind of come together because it grows when it cooks, you know. Now, when I first made this, I will tell you, I thought, oh, this isn't going to work because it sinks down into the batter. See how it looks like it's sinking? Yeah, it's going to look like that. Don't worry. It's going to rise again. So what it does is it comes out of the batter and raises up out of the batter. And it will not be, this is my favorite part, it will not be soggy. Even though it's on top of this liquid, it will not be soggy at all. And don't worry about it looking like it's sinking. It's not going to sink to the bottom. Yeah, it sinks down in it for a little bit, but it comes back out when it bakes. Because when I first did this, the very first time I ever made this, I thought, this isn't going to work out. It looks terrible. It's going to be all soggy, gloppy stuff. No, 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 no. It will work. So just, you know, pay no attention to how ridiculous it looks when you do this. And see, I have all kind of gaps in it. Don't worry about that. It mostly will cook together, and it'll have a few cracks and openings here and there. It doesn't matter at all. Let's just steam escape anyway. There we go. Now into the oven he goes. Let's see. Yeah, you can see. Here we are. Into the oven. Now, like I said, that's going to take 15 or 20 minutes, and that is it. And dinner's ready for tomorrow. Okay. So, once again, you all have a good night. Oh, I have crazy lights over here now. And I'll take a picture of this. Trust me, it's yummy. And very easy. And it was pretty good for you. It's full of vegetables and chicken. And it, you know, comes with the cornbread on top. It's one dish meal. It's like a casserole. I love one dish meals. Very easy. Okay, you have a good night. Bye.